Okay guys, first and foremost, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Godsir Amps, aka Don Juan, for this awesome build that I wanted particularly made just for me. If you guys have any repair needs for your e-board, or you want your own DIY to be made custom for you, hit up Godsir Amps on Instagram. Now my original Black Carve 2, I have a sentimental value to. It had over 2,000 miles on it and I absolutely loved it. The deck is made up of Canadian maple, fiberglass, and bamboo. But as you can see, it's been through hell and back. All the bolts and nuts also have surface rust on them, and later on down the road, the battery failed on me. So I decided to take this opportunity and to not give up on my favorite board. So I contacted Don Juan at Godsir Amps. He's located in Brooklyn, New York, and he basically started from scratch. He completely sanded down the entire deck, removed all scratches and damages from 2 years of riding. He used synthetic premium wood filler, and this wood filler process was repeated 3 times, dry, sand down, and having a smooth finish without compromising the deck, and yet have a smooth finish. The enclosure was wet sanded down and applying primer to fill in small scratches. He used 2 layers of ultra premium matte black paint, 3 coats, and let it cure for 24 hours. So already this wasn't your dime a dozen DIY. A lot of DIYs buy parts, put them all together the way you want them. This wasn't that. This was a complete overhaul. Godsir Amp clearly has passion, heart, and cares about his overall fit and finish of the boards he builds. The board is using all new hardware, using stainless steel to protect against corrosion, increases longevity of the build, and it gives that nice polished shine. He used neoprene to make a custom gasket to insulate the entire inside of the enclosure. All the connections are double waterproof, and all the connections are quick release using 4mm bullet connectors, so the ESC charging port can be removed without having to resolder in case you need to replace your ESC. And also the new charging port is waterproof in order to prevent from any kind of moisture getting in. Now, before we go over the specs of the board, I want to make it very clear. This board, to me, is more meant for a 2-in-1 pocket rocket. I'm sick of riding boards that are powerhouses, meanwhile they're well over 38 pounds. I want a pocket rocket kind of board that I can easily put my foot under and just simply turn it around. To me, that is very important. I know it's kind of silly, but it's really important to me that it's very thin and it's very lightweight. Riding something around like the Hoyt Tabor that is a rocket, yet it feels very heavy under my feet, but then transitioning to my current DIY with similar performance, much lighter weight feel, much better clearance, has fantastic carve and great stability for my riding style, I'd be more than happy to give up a lot of range. This board's sole purpose is to be a lightweight monster at the racetrack. It is not meant for lots of range. The battery pack is a 12S 3P Molicel P42A 12.6 amp hour, 544 watt hour battery. Riding it in extremely cold weather in the highest mode and not realizing I had a flat tire on the second day of the range test, I still got 17 miles worth of range. For a pocket rocket racetrack board, 17 miles of range is plenty, and street wheels will give me about 25 to 30% more range. The battery build from Godsir Amps is utilizing 1/2-inch braided copper wire for better connectivity and space saving. This soldering job is very hard to do, as most builders will confirm, because of the wicking making the entire strip a solid part. Godsir Amp installed a smart BMS to be able to monitor changes to the battery cell's health, also to program perfect charging temperature limits, and to monitor voltage limits. So having such a quality build that has so much polish, I had to have also 2-in-1 capabilities. I've seen a lot of strange looking DIYs that have no personality to them, no polish, no fit and finish, and a lot of them cannot change from all-terrain to street wheels. That to me takes away what half e-skate has to offer. Why utilize all your time, your efforts, trial and error, and money just to take away so much from what e-skate has to offer? Now, I have seen some DIYs with a lot of fit and finish, nice polish to them, but they're very heavy, very chunky, and they just don't personally fit my riding style. I really need a more lighter weight, more agile pocket rocket for my riding style. So having a pocket rocket with 6-inch Hodas with 60T pulleys, and then if I wanted to change to 7-inch, 47Ts, or if I wanted to switch to street wheels utilizing 32Ts, it makes it a completely different board. The more wheel options and pulley options, the better. But the standard setup that I'm going to be utilizing most of the time is 6-inch onboard Zeus Pro hubs with 150mm Hoda tires. I'm also utilizing 60T wheel pulleys, and the motor pulley is a 16T motor pulley. I'm also utilizing Evolve ceramic bearings with built-in spacers and built-in speed rings. I also use Riptide's web cream to keep the bearings moisturized and healthy. The motors I am utilizing is Flip Sky 190 kV 6374 motors, and the ESC is Maker X DV6 Pro, capable of 180 amps. But to keep it safe, yet powerful. Each motor is seeing 90 amps of power. The remote I am utilizing is FlipSky's VX4 remote. Now I personally love this remote. I had this on the ownboard Endurance and I had 0 cutouts, 0 twitching, very good throttle response. It has all the options you need to dial in the way you want the board to behave. And it has all the data you need to record your ride. It shows your real-time voltage, your speed, and of course your speed modes. It also has a USB-C connection and it feels very, very good in the hand. I also love when you plug it in to charge it. It shows you a numeric reading of what your charging meter is for the remote itself. Now I have 2 chargers for the board, a 4.5 amp charger and a 2 amp charger. The only time the 4.5 amp charger will be used is at Eastcon in between practice laps. Other than that, the 2 amp charger will be used at all times to maintain the battery's health. The trucks I chose for this build were Omni Eastgate 13-inch traditional Kingpin trucks. Now, I don't know how to build a battery, I don't know how to tune a VESC, but I do know riding, meaning I'm very dialed in, very precise, and very in tune with what's underneath my feet. And these trucks, along with the Riptide crank barrels, are freaking awesome. It is the best truck setup I've ever ridden in my entire life, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. And the grip tape I chose was customized by Yak Grip. So big shout out to those guys, whether you want a custom made grip tape or something standard, whether you want padded grip tape for your one wheel, your e-board, and they also do super fast shipping.
Okay, acceleration test. I'm going up a slight hill, which I want to, because once the board picks up, it's kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3, go. This is where it starts picking up. Damn! Whoa! Damn. Now let me show you the best part about it. 20 miles per hour, right? 1, 2, 3, punch it. Damn! Woo! So I didn't want the board to be a crazy madman right off the line, because you need a little room for error. I didn't want the board to be like the Acetec Nomad gear drive. That's just too much for me. But once you're doing 15 to 20 miles per hour, that's when you really need the power on the racetrack. Because when you're on the racetrack, you're constantly doing that 15, 20, 25 miles per hour. So when you need to throttle through a turn, or you're on a straightaway, or you just came out of a turn and you need to hit the throttle on that straightaway, that's when you really need the power. That mid-range power. Again, I don't really like how the Acetec is just a crazy monster right off the line. Let's get to 20 miles per hour. All right, 1, 2, 3, punch it. Oh! Whew! Speed bump. 1, 2, 3, punch it. Damn! Fucking beast! Oh. See, that's what you need on the track, right there. That mid-range power. Do it one more time, going up this slight hill. 1, 2, 3, punch it. Fucking beast. Oh, crazy. One more time. 1, 2, 3, punch it. Nuts. That's what you need on the track. And of course, these fantastic Omni Eastgate trucks. So when you're full throttling through the Acetec, the Aries X1 gear drive, it'll have tons of power, but it'll give out around 29 miles per hour. This one, let's see how it does. All right, let's get up to 20. All right, that's 20 miles per hour. 1, 2, 3, go. Woo! Yeah, buddy. 35.1, 35.5. Woo! There we go. Now that's how it's done, baby. And I could just carve right out of here. Not many boards you could do 35.5 and then just kind of get out of it and do this. Okay, so every VESC board I've ever tried always has a crazy delay in the throttle. Now this has a little bit of delay, but nothing crazy. A little delay is good because you need room for error. You don't want the board to be crazy the second you touch it. So I wanted to show you a comparison. So if you look closely at my thumb, see a little bit of room for error there, right? And then it starts going. A tiny bit of room for error, but then right there it already starts going. And then I'm going to push a little bit more, and it's going. Now a lot of VESC boards, they don't do that. Let me show you. Here's another VESC board comparison. Hoyt Puck, Defiant Board Society. Look at my thumb closely, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Twitching, twitching, twitching. See how much it's moving? Still hasn't moved. The board still hasn't moved. Now it's going. Look how far along I am in the throttle. Full throttle. Takes forever to get up there. Now watch, here's an in fast motion. Ready? Okay. Watch my thumb. Full throttle. Not going anywhere. I'm full throttling. It's crazy. It takes long as hell to get up to speed with a lot of these vest boards. So you see my thumb isn't on. I'm gonna start going, start going, start going, start going. Now it's starting to go. I'm like halfway through. And now watch. I'm gonna make a complete stop. Then I'm gonna launch it, and you'll see I won't really go anywhere. If I launch the throttle like this on the Evolved Haitian, the Meepo Hurricane, all the ace decks, the board would freaking launch. Now watch. Nowhere. It's full throttle right now. Now it's starting to pick up. Now I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, you gotta dial in the vest, blah, blah, you gotta tweak it. I get that, guys. It's just not my thing to do that. I'm talking about out-of-the-box experiences. If I start tweaking with vests, then the comparison from board to board doesn't make any more sense. It's all compromise. Because then where does it stop? Might as well put tiny-ass pulleys on an Evolved Haitian versus a Defiant Board Society, and then it'll be a completely different outcome. What if the Evolved Haitian does 42 miles per hour with 23T pulleys with 120 millimeter cloud wheels? You know, where does it end? If you start tweaking stuff around, where does it end? I'm trying to do out-of-the-box comparisons. Okay, here we go. Another high-end Vesk-based board. White puck, Hoyt Tabor. So look at my thumb. Start throttling, start throttling, start throttling, start throttling. Okay, now it's going. You can see where the throttle is. I'm like halfway through. I'm only just doing probably 11 miles per hour, if that. And I'm halfway through the throttle. Okay, now let's do a full throttle. 1, 2, 3, full throttle. Not going anywhere. Look at this. Crazy. Now I have 3 bars left. It's not a full battery, but I mean, come on. 1, 2, 3, full throttle. I mean, now it's starting to pick up. I mean, that delay is so freaking late. It bothers me so much with all these vest-based boards. Mine has that, but not even a fraction of what these 2 boards are doing. Now, can I turn mine up a little bit from the acceleration standpoint? Yes, I can. I haven't learned to do it, I won't lie, but I'll get there. Point is that I don't want it dragging like this. I don't want this throttle delay like this. I don't want the acceleration being this bad. And it's just kind of crazy what DIY can offer you. You can really tune it the way you want to. And again, shout out to Godster Amp, aka Don Juan, for hooking it up, because he tuned it just the way I want it. And I have to assume a lot of you like it the same way. The delay on these high-end boards are just silly. I just don't get it. Brake test at 15. 1, 2, 3, brake. Oh, very good. One more time. 1, 2, 3, brake. Ooh, very good. Very, very good.
Final thoughts. A pocket rocket like this has much better weight distribution on the track for my riding style and my size. I refuse to give up agility, mobility, and the performance for a heavier, chunkier board just to compete on the track. The heavier the board, the harder it is to maintain the control of the board on the track, especially through turns at my size. Now, I haven't utilized street wheels on the board yet, but I can only imagine how awesome it's gonna feel underneath my feet. But this is a special feeling knowing that this board was customized specifically for me. It's one of a kind. It fits me perfect. It's a hard feeling to explain, but I have that younger kid feeling when you can't wait to come home from school to play with a new toy. I get new boards all the time and I don't get this feeling. I not only wanted my preferred feeling underneath my feet, but I wanted polish and I wanted 2-in-1, along with similar performance of a boutique board. I see tons of DIYs that are simply put together just for range and top speed. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of passion or heart to put into their projects. This one has tons of heart, passion, diversity, and most of all, a pocket rocket. Massive thanks to Don Juan at Godster Amps. If you guys want your own custom build or a simple repair, hit up Don Juan at Godster Amps. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.